everybody, and welcome to Vintage Markets Inside the Charts. My name is Tamar Mehr from Trade with Precision. So last week, President Trump has signed a stablecoin bill that delivered a big win for the crypto industry, and we saw the price of Bitcoin rising to another all-time highs. So this is the monthly chart, and what we can see, we have a strong uptrend. We've got clear series of higher highs and higher lows. We've got the moving averages 10, 20, 50, all fanning, all in the correct order for an uptrend. Nice convergence here on the MACD and flat here on the RSI. What we can see from the monthly chart is that we have a very strong overextension, meaning a distance between where price action sits right now and the moving averages. So I'm looking for a bit of release of this strong buying pressure and a pullback. And the area that I'm looking for the pullback is this previous swing high and also a couple of touches around the round number of 110,000. So if we'll take a look here on the weekly chart, we can see the consolidation here on the weekly chart underneath that 110,000 level, a strong break above it. So I'm looking for a quick pullback to test that level from above. The weekly chart is also back into an uptrend after the deeper pullback that we had here toward the 50 moving averages. We started here a new uptrend with moving averages fanning and in the correct order for an uptrend. A nice convergence here on the momentum indicators. Now, if and when the market will pull back to test that 110,000 level from above, it will also work out the overextension here on the weekly chart and will bring the price closer to the moving averages, closer to the buy zone, that area between the 10 and the 20 moving averages. Next, I want to take a look at the chart of silver, and I want to start with the monthly chart. Now here on the monthly, it's a strong uptrend, but once again, very overextended. So I'm looking for either a shallow pullback toward the level of 37 or a more of a monthly pullback, a deeper pullback in the context of the lower time frame toward the 35 level. We can see we had touches here at the past, and it's also the previous swing high. So taking a look here on the weekly chart, we can see that we had some consolidation underneath that 37 level before we broke higher. So I'm looking for that pullback either first to the 37 level, look for signs on the lower time frame that buyers are coming back into the market, and a continuation of the move. However, if we'll get a deeper pullback, then I'll be waiting for a push toward the 35 level. Next, let's have a look at the chart of dollar yen. Now, I want to start here from the monthly. And on the monthly, we can see we have a lower high, but what we've done here, this low haven't been able to go below the previous low, and we printed a higher low. So I'm watching the level of 149. We can see we had rejection and another rejection, but last week we were able to push above the price, and on the weekly chart, we've also closed above that area. So what I'm looking for, since we moved quite quickly, quite strong, is for a bit more compressions of price underneath this level. So have another touch and a higher low and another touch and a higher low underneath this level before looking for a break toward the next level that sits around the 151. Lastly, I want to take a look at the dollar index. Now, dollar index here, let's move into the monthly. We can see the sharp push below that 100 level. It's a strong level. We pull back into it, rejected, and move lower. And currently, we are pulling back. So I'm looking again for pullback to test the 100 level from below, signs that the sellers are returning into the market around this area, and a continuation of this move. If we'll take a look here on the weekly chart, we can see on the weekly we are back into a downtrend, and a push toward that 100 level will be a deeper pullback in the context of the weekly. weekly. That is why I'm looking to see on lower time frame that the sellers are returning around this area before looking for opportunities to the downside. If we take a look, for example, at pound versus the US, we can see on the weekly that we are still in an uptrend. We haven't really broken close below the previous high. So on the daily chart, we can see that there's a bit of compression. So we move fast toward the level of 134, pull back a bit and trying to push lower. So for a break of this very strong level, here I'll be looking for compression of price above the level. And if we'll see a break and a push toward the 130 level, then we could see the dollar index rising toward the 100 level. Happy trading, everyone. Bye for now.